Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is your host Flash here, and this time I will do a review of the anime Angel Beats. So, before I begin, I first want to tell you that there will be spoilers in this review. So if you don't want any spoilers, I advise you actually to not watch this. This may be the strangest thing someone will ever say, but if you don't want spoilers, you shouldn't watch it. Also, I apologize in advance for pronouncing the Japanese names. I'm terrible at them. So if I say a Japanese name wrong, I'm really sorry. So the story begins with a guy named Otonashi waking up in a school. He doesn't know who he is, he doesn't know where he is, he barely even remembers his own name. That's the only thing he can remember. He wakes up in the middle of a battle between a group of people known as the Battlefront and a girl named Angel. Immediately, he has to take a decision. Is he gonna fight against the Angel with the Battlefront or not? He doesn't really have much of a choice, so he goes to the person named Angel and asks her a few things, but he says a few wrong things and he gets stabbed to death. But in this world, in this school, I shall call it a limbo, because that's what it practically is. It's a sort of after death thing. You don't die. If you die, you just wake up again like nothing has happened to you. So after some time, he discovered that this is a place where you go when you die. If you have a bad childhood. Well, maybe not childhood, but if your life wasn't a happy one. If you had weird things or bad things had happened in your life. Every one of the character in the Battlefront has had an unhappy past, including Otonashi, but he doesn't remember it. So he joins the Battlefront so he could survive, because if you follow the rules of the school and you don't fight against Angel, who they proclaim to be God, well, the Battlefront thinks that she is a kind of a god, you disappear from the world. But only if you follow the rules of the school and if you try to be sorta happy. That is the basic premise of the anime. Just the group. That is the basic premise of the anime. The group going against Angel, and Angel is just a little girl. She's quiet. She doesn't say much, but the amount of battle capacity she has, it's huge. It's huge. So before I go further on the story, I will go on the little lesser details. First, the animation. I think the animation is top notch. Good colors, vibrant colors, everything. You can clearly see everything. Everyone looks different. You know who everyone is. Well, let's get to that later, honestly. Maybe not, but you know how everyone looks like. Everyone is different. Everyone has his own sort of personality. The action sequences are good as well. Full of action. Maybe not every episode, but if there's action, it's good. It's enjoyable. You like to watch it. And then something that's always important to me is the music. The music is absolutely fantastic. I never skip the opening and the ending because I really liked the songs. They're just amazing. Like I'm gonna play one of the songs on the background now, and it's just so good. Including the voice acting. The voice acting is top notch as well. I watched it in Japanese like most people do. I can't really judge about the English voice acting. I think it's good. I don't have much knowledge about the Japanese language, but it's okay. I watched it with English subs, of course, or else I wouldn't understand anything of it. But there's no character voice acting that came off as annoying or unfittingly. It fitted everyone. Also, this anime made me laugh out loud a lot of times. Let me give you an example.
なんじゃありゃグラウンドから超巨大なタケノコがニョキニョキとアホひなた
たく仕方ないわね
After I watched that scene, I could not stop laughing for a long time. I had to stop watching it for a little more because I just could not stop laughing. That was so funny, and they even did it more than once, and I kept laughing. It was incredible. Maybe I'm just easily amused, but that was amazing. And the thing I'm gonna say now is something that they can do right, really well. At one moment, they can make you laugh out loud, and 1 minute later, they can make you feel really sad. Like, ha ha ha, then like there are feels. You're gonna have some feels with this anime. Maybe not as much as I wanted. Because that's when the bad, well, not really the bad, but the worst of things of the anime comes in. It's too short. A lot of people, well, a few people recommended me to watch this anime because they told me I was going to cry. I was going to need a lot of tissues for my tears. Not for something else. You disgusting people. But I didn't cry. That's not because I'm a man. I don't cry. I cry. I also cry. But the anime was too short to have a big emotional impact on me. But I did some research, and the anime was originally going to be 26 episodes long. But the director, whose name I forgot, I will put down here somewhere, was forced to cut it to 13 episodes instead of 26 because of, I don't know, I couldn't find that. But yeah, because of that, the anime didn't have the emotional impact it should have had on me. But I do know a lot of people did cry with the anime, and I can understand why, because it really is sad. There are some sad things that are going to happen, but it was just too short to have just such an emotional impact on me. Like, there's 13 episodes, around 25 minutes. Let me say that's a bit more than, let me say that's about 5 hours and a half. There are so many characters, and not all of them have a great personality or a huge backstory. There are way too many characters for the amount of episodes the anime have. If the anime did have 26 episodes, I think they should have been able to have a lot of backstories or more personality, but it didn't. It was just too short for it. Let me give you a few examples. Like you have this guy named TK. He has you can't see his eye, he has like a sort of a bandana around his eyes. And he doesn't talk. Well, he does talk, but if he talks, it's just random English quotes of songs. Apparently they're from songs. That's the only thing you will know from him. He has no backstory, and besides occasionally shouting an English quote from a music video or something else, that's the only thing you're gonna know from him. Next, we have Sheena. She's a quiet but tough girl who barely talks, but if she does talk, she says this. She also likes cute stuff, like animals or plushed animals, and you're not gonna know more about her. No backstory, not more personality, that's it. We have Christ. He's very smart, he's the smartest of all the bunch, he's really intelligent. And his real name is something else I can't remember, but he wants everyone to call him Christ for some reason. And you're not gonna know more about him, because that's who he is. He's Christ, he's intelligent, that's it. You're not gonna know more about him. And then we have this guy, Fujimaki. I even had to search up his name because I didn't know his name anymore because he was so unnoticeable. He barely says anything. I can't remember anything of his personality because he probably doesn't have any. He has a sword. That's it. I don't know more about him. I could even give you more examples, but I think that's enough. See, that's what I mean, like there are too many characters and they don't have time enough to give them a good backstory, or you don't even have to give them a backstory to give them more personality, more to do than just occasionally fight or say a quote. I want more than that. But if the character does have a backstory, it's good. It's incredibly good. Like Otonashi's backstory, which you will eventually get to know later on in the anime, or the leader of the Battlefront, Yuri, have amazing backstories. I especially liked Yui's backstory for some reason. That's just me, like, I think it's episode 10 that they will explain her backstory, and that's the moment that I felt the saddest, honestly. Not the ending of the anime, but that's the moment I felt the saddest, because that's one of the characters that actually got quite some personality in the episodes. And she's a fun character, she's a lovable character, she's funny, can't believe I'm gonna say it, she's cute. Why do I even say this? But she's a lovable character and you wanted to know her backstory. And I'm glad we got to know it, because it's really, really sad, because she's quite wild, she's uplifting, and you know why she's like that. When they explain her backstory, you know why she's like that. Like I said, well, I'm going to spoil too much, but she was paralyzed. Like, she couldn't move. She could move her head maybe a little bit. She could talk, but that's the only thing. In her past, she was paralyzed and she couldn't do anything. And that's why she's so wild in this afterlife, because she couldn't do it in her first life. That's actually cool to know. And in the episode then, she disappears because she got what she wanted. She got what she didn't get in her original life. She got to be happy because someone wants to marry her. I think that was very beautiful, the way they ended her storyline. Because if they do make a storyline for a character, they do a great job of it. That's what I wish they would do it for more characters than just a few. But I don't blame the director. If he would have gotten his 26 episodes, he probably could have done it. Because, of course, like I think like every anime, it is based off a manga. And the mangas do have a lot more backstories for the characters. So maybe I will someday ever buy the manga. Maybe I won't. I'm not really a big reader, but maybe I will. And that's why also for me, that the ending of the story felt rushed a bit to me. So then later on you discover that everyone who goes to this world, everyone who had an unhappy past, is supposed to go to that world and become happy so they can move on. Like, they can go out of the limbo so they can move on. And Angel is someone who is supposed to help everyone go and move on to the next life. She's not an enemy and everyone discovers that and all that stuff. And then suddenly, like really suddenly, shadows disappear. Shadows appear at the school and they try to like devour everyone else and make them an NPC, like unimportant, make them forget everything and make them sort of a nobody. So Otonashi helps Angel to get everyone to be happy and to move on to the next life, and it all happens so fast, and stopping those shadows also goes so fast, and it was a bit unsatisfying to me because it goes rushed. It's too rushed to me, and like I said before, it didn't have the emotional impact, because then a few characters accept what happened in their past and they move on, and it should have had a more of an impact, but it didn't to me. I did feel a bit sad. I'm not an emotional sociopath, no, but it didn't do enough to me. Does that mean the anime was bad? No, totally not. It's fun to watch. It was funny. It was beautiful. And I did have some feels. I did feel sad at moments, but not as sad as I should have been. Not as sad as people wanted me to be, as probably the director wants me to be, and it was the anime's intention. So as of most reviews, people would give a score. I'm not going to give a score. I think a review is better if you really explain like the positive things and the negative things, and just say who is it. Because if you give a score, people are going to base it on the score way too much. Because for an example, let me say IGN. People like sometimes only listen like to one side, and they go to IGN, they see like, oh, it only has a 7. I'm not gonna watch it because I want something to have bigger than an 8. But it doesn't mean that things that have a 7 or a 6 are bad. Maybe it's just nothing for you or nothing for the reviewer, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It could be a hidden gem of an anime or a game if it's a game that I would review. I could give this a 10, but there will be a lot of people who disagree with me. Because it doesn't matter which score I would give, there would always be people who would disagree. If I would give it a 5, people would disagree. Maybe that would be too harsh. That's why it's the best not to give a score, because people look at scores way too much. There have been reviews of things that got like 90, and then I said it's barely worth anything for me. Or like something got like a 5, but then I say it's a 10 for me because it's totally something for me. Maybe not something for other people, but it's totally something for me. So my opinion is, actually go watch Angel Beats. I may have been quite negative about it, more than I should have, but it's actually a really good anime. It's too short, people should have more backstories or personalities, but I really advise it to watch. because you're gonna laugh out loud and you're gonna feel sad, probably even cry. I didn't, but a lot of people cry. So especially if you're a woman, sexism, you're gonna cry. Get a lot of tissues, people, but not for me. So I thank you for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to me, but only if you really want to. And I hope you guys have a dashing good day.